All right, thank you, Jesus. All right, good morning. You're welcome. And so we're going straight to the class right now. And just pay rap attention. Have your daughter, with yourself, and uh, have your daughter with yourself. Then over time, there are things you will have to write down, and you'll be working with, call it working tools in your crypto. But definitely, the crypto one is a mere way of introductory, and the introductory part is very important because it keep you afloat even when situations are somehow tough or funny. And other thing that crypto 101 will do for you, it give you an idea and to be careful against funny schemes. And just like so when the foundation being destroyed, what can then the righteous do? Foundation is very essential, it's very important. And that's why we take it very important for people to have awareness about the foundation, what they are going into. All right. So cryptocurrency is a baby, like I always say. And as a baby, you need to understand how to handle a baby. Now, a baby, of course, if you model them properly, and you should be able to have the best out of them. But if you don't handle your baby properly, of course, you can agree with me that you will not have good rest. But that's not a prayer of anyone. Every parent want to have a good rest, especially from their baby. So crypto is just one of those things that you need to settle down with. And crypto is one aspect of upskills that can help people, you know, especially in this pandemic time, and not only in pandemic, but going forward. Yes, there are a lot of hypes around cryptocurrency, which you must understand, and that's why your foundation is crucial. Your foundation is crucial as much as understanding what practically you are doing, and that's going to help you a lot. I've met good number of people who claim to know so much about cryptocurrency, but the basics are too simple for them to take. And most time people equate what is good with how difficult it is. No, no, not how difficult it is. So how difficult it is does not necessarily mean how important it is. Sometimes things can be very, very simple, but that they are very loaded with good tidings, but people will not recognize them. All right. So foundationally, you need to understand conceptual definitions and certain fact and figures in crypto, challenges aligned with crypto. What are the problems? What are the challenges? So when they come, you have awareness about those challenges and you get prepared to face them or get prepared to avoid them as the case may be. So practically, you meant to understand the underlying, technology behind crypto. So you should have an idea of what the science behind cryptocurrency, of what the technology is like. Okay, what's the crypto itself? How does it really work? You've just been hearing, and does it really worth something venturing into? All right. If you want venturing into, fine. But if it's not, you should be able to ask yourself, okay, what they are saying, are there any element of truth in what they are saying? Yes, no, there is none, there is. And so you have to settle down with all of those, informations. And so as much as you can, try to pick what you can pick and what will work for you. I've mentored a lot of people. They want it more, when they go for training. Let's me send something. So I listen to them most time because they are not properly guided. And I've told people, once you lack mentor, you will be void of method. And anyone with that proper method in this space will lose out. It's a popular saying, and I always repeat saying over and over, that if you come into the space of cryptocurrency with so much money and with no or little knowledge, you will exit this environment, the space, with no money or little money. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen a lot of people come into cryptocurrency with millions of naira, 5 million, 10 millions, 20 millions. And today they are nowhere in the space. You know why? They come in blindly and they want to get everything. So anything anyone says makes sense to them. Oh, okay, so okay. Mrs. Bumi, that's your participant. It's not here. Uh, um, Mrs. Taiwo, your participant is not here. I think you need to get across to him. I don't know. Well, it all depends anyway. So, okay. So now we must be very be very sensitive in this space. Why do I need to tell us the sensitivity aspects of cryptocurrency? Number one is it's loaded with hearsays. Somebody with his own feelings can come out with anything and you believe it. So you must be careful, and the right knowledge or the right information will keep you afloat against all of those things. So practically, we're going to look at what the scope is like, on this 101, and we're going to look at associated problem, the government, right? Issues with people who are ahead of us who are into it. And I want to tell you something. Don't feel you don't know much, or don't feel you're not going to make it because there are people who have been there that you felt they are more professional. They are not. We have people who make so much noise about cryptocurrency. They're on the radio, they are everywhere, they talk so much thing. Just like now, if we tune into any radio, most especially let me call Nigeria case study, you will hear much information about forex trading. Why is this so? It is so that, and that part of the thing is that the forex trading is the oldest and one of the largest financial markets in the whole world right now, worth about 5 to 6.9 trillion dollar capitalization every 24 hours. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, Is that so? That's a big business. That's a big business. Now, for everyone who hears that, now feel that that's the biggest marketplace that it actually meant to be for me and you. But the question many have not asked because we probably don't have the right knowledge is the question that many don't ask is how is that capitalization evenly distributed? Is it evenly distributed? No, it is not. If it's not evenly distributed, why will I be carried away with a huge amount of money in the space? It does not really matter how much is available in a space. What matters is that how much can I benefit from that space? Very essential. So Forex market is huge. Remember that for several years now, Forex market has been and the largest, and many environment get involved into it. And so, but this is what I tell people. It's not as if the Forex market is bad. It's a very fantastic place. But the politics in the Forex market now is more complicated, complex, hard for a layman to start playing. It's a financial politics. So it's very hard. It's like when a man go to his, kitchen and fetch a bowl or, even a bucket of water and then get to the ocean and pour it there. So the ocean wouldn't, nobody would know that somebody was doing something somewhere. That's why there's a language we use sometime in the financial market, call it whales. Whales. Talking about the people who the lump sum part of the economy of that given environment. So if it's the forest market, you say these are whales, and these are guys who hold the lump sum. They're in charge of the biggest equity in the environment, and those are the people who control the market. These are the people who actually manipulate the market. Okay, so the same thing in crypto, but crypto as a baby is a place that can be pocketed even by one person. Yeah. So you need to be afraid when I say pocketed by one person. So that means anybody can crash the crypto market. But can anybody make it get, into a instinct? No. It means anyone can come into crypto market and make the market come down to anything. For instance, anyone can come into crypto market and make crypto come down from $10,000 Bitcoin now back down to $2,000. But now, if it does happen, now there are people who will lose more money and they will run away from the space. You remember? They lose money and they run away. So they are not going to recover that money. So that is total failure, fail. But there are people who have the right knowledge, haven't understood that it works that way. Now, when those people manipulate the market downward, that's when we, like someone like me, become more greedy. It happened last year. Bitcoin at $2,990, 3,000. And why are those a good thing? What a good opportunity. And have to like be in charge. Until when price of Bitcoin got to $13,000 in June 26th, 2019, June 26th was when a lot of people coming back. Hey, Bitcoin is up. We thought it has actually crashed entirely. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is totally in upward trend. From the beginning of 2009 up to this moment, even a Bitcoin come down to $1,000, it's still at the upward trend. But what has it done? What has it done? It has done a pullback. But unfortunately, many do not understand that that's how the space is like. The space is preloaded with a lot of things that if you do not understand, is a disadvantage for you. But if you really understand, give yourself the right knowledge, it's an advantage. Many have asked me, Felix, how did you cope when Bitcoin crashed? I say never crashed. But that's his level of knowledge and understanding. You know why? To him, Bitcoin crashed. How? Why? Where did it crash from? Because price of Bitcoin went up to as high as $20,000 in 2017, December, and Bitcoin to have come down to as low as $2,990, that was a crash to him. No, to me, that was a pullback. Now, what you do in between a pullback of a cycle of a given crypto asset is what determines what your share is in the space. I hope somebody's getting it now. So I'm taking you this right so that when you get started, you can flow faster. What you do in between when there's a spike and a pullback is what determines what's your share in the space. And many persons look at it, why they lose out totally in the space. No foundation, no mentorship, and they lack method. And so with that, when the price of Bitcoin go up, they are excited. Oh my God, Bitcoin up, wow, fantastic. So they're excited. We that have been properly guided, we take the profit from the table. Having been guided and known that every time there's an upward trend excessively, there must be a correction before the next move. So what do? We sell off and wait patiently for the correction to happen, and then we go in again. So that's all called buy low, sell high. But look at what happened to most people. Wow, they're excited and the price is up. They do nothing. They are just following. At that time, listen to me and listen good so that you don't fall into those temptations and those misleading activities or information. Now, when price of Bitcoin goes so much, maybe within a week or a month, like that 2017, when from August to November, price of Bitcoin jump up over 120%, and hitting December within 2 weeks, it did another crazy thing. Now, once you observe that the crypto market had now gotten to the mainstream, like what happened in 2017, the CNN, the friend media houses start broadcasting about, Bitcoin. Wow, the first time the price of Bitcoin surpasses the price of gold, the best performing asset in the whole world is Bitcoin. And for this, for that, and many of questions, somebody was putting up his hand. Yeah, you're putting up your hands. Probably your mic is not connected. Maybe you have to exit and return back again if you're having issues with your mic. If you're having issues with your mic, you can go back and come in again so that you can properly get what's happening. I'm sure everybody is hearing me loud and clear. Okay. All right. So now the issue is this. So after the moment you start seeing or hearing that the mainstream media start talking about Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, wow. Now, at that point, it's what we call news time. Okay, take note of all of these things. It's what we call news time. News time is mostly when the deal has been done. And the news time puts a lot of what I call them weak investors who do not do research and who were not mentored, who didn't understand. And so they get carried away by what is being printed in the mainstream media. So for CNN to start talking about crypto, Bitcoin, that means must be a very serious stuff. So they get attracted with that, and very fast they start buying more Bitcoin. So that was why you have a lot of people who bought more Bitcoin when it was 15,000, 16,000, 17,000, 18,000. Now, meanwhile, you that were properly mentored and tutored and trained, that's the time you're exiting. And that's what we buy the rumor and sell the news. And when the people are now buying the news, we exit the market. We buy the rumor, we sell the news. When those people who are not properly guided start buying the news, we exit the market. And that's the exact thing that happened in Forex too. You are excited that the candlestick is getting more better and better. then somebody say, well, this is the point I'm cutting off from the market. And every exit of a particular pairs of currency or every exit of a particular pairs of crypto, it's a loss on another person who is not properly informed or guided into the market. So now the advantage you have in the crypto is number one, you're doing two things at, two on one thing in crypto. One, the asset, which is the crypto. Second, the value of each asset, which is the currency, cryptocurrency. So you are trading both the crypto, which is the asset. The asset has a finite number that does not change unless and if you make a mistake. And your mistake can happen when you're not properly guided. If I buy one Bitcoin since 2009, it's still one Bitcoin since that 2009. Now, if I was not properly guided, maybe I tried to trade it, buy another coin against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin move crazily against that coin and eventually lose the value of that coin, that means I may lose my asset. But as much as I understand the trend of activities, I have one Bitcoin is going to be one Bitcoin for life. Then what is not going to be constant is the value of one Bitcoin. And so what has happened to me, if I tell people, if you're a lazy investor like me, you will love crypto because 50% of your risk is being controlled by the finite number of the asset, which is the unit. Just like a stock, you're buying 10 stock, you have 1,000 units of a stock, you have 10,000 units of a stock, you have 1 million units of a stock, it's going to be 1 million units of that stock for life. Nothing changed that unit. So that's the number one fundamental principle in crypto, that it's amazing. It makes you to be in charge as much as you can, or depending on your level of understanding, all right? So if I have kept one Bitcoin, it's going to be one Bitcoin as it were. But what is not going to remain constant or the same for life is the value at which one Bitcoin is measured. Remember, Bitcoin is the number one cryptocurrency executed for transfer of value of different currencies. And that's what we call it cryptocurrency. Part of the thing you have to learn today is to understand the underlying science and underlying technology and the related economy associated with cryptocurrency. Yeah, we have cryptocurrency. Why and how does it function the way it functions? And so how is the economy now generated? But the first most interested aspect is that once you get the foundation, then you now have to focus on the economy, because there are three-dimensional phases of it: the science, the technology, and the economy. Now, if you get attracted to the science and the technology, that are more complex to understand. But over time, you would definitely need to understand it. That's why you need to understand the surface. You may not go deeper to say, hey, I want to become a developer in the blockchain technology. Oh, I want to become, an analyst, algorithm interpreter in cryptocurrency to understand cycle of a crypto over time, which we may do bits of it at the peripheral level in your crypto 104, if you're a subscriber for crypto 104. So it's important to know that crypto had controlled 50% risk for you. Why? One number is one number, but the value at which it's measured is fluctuating, okay? So you can now see that one Bitcoin was $20,000 in 2017, but it came down to as low as $3,000. Did it actually crash? Absolutely no. Why? The price in that same 2017 started from $900 and moved as high as $20,000. So there was no crash at all. There was a pullback. There was a correction. But from the all-time high of 2017 up to now, we're in a bear market against 2017. But against the startup of Bitcoin, we are in a bull market. Now, what differentiates your bull and the bear? It's what your entry point. At what point did you enter? We have funny people who got involved in crypto, Bitcoin, when it was $20,000. And that means those people are in their bear market. And then how do I solve the problem of my bear market? Practically, I will do nothing. Then if I do nothing, what happens? That is the advantage of crypto against, trading fiat currency, which we call the forex market. Every loss that occurred in FX market is a recorded and permanent loss. Example, every loss recorded in forex market is a permanent loss. Why? Let me show you something, everybody, and let's go. We're going to start the class. Show you here. Okay. Now, this example, you start trading FX with $1,000, which is like a baby anyway. Don't mind trainers or network marketers, because those are the challenges we have right now in the crypto space or in the financial market. It's a very big problem. The space is loaded with more marketers instead of people who will expositorily give you highlights and the facts and figures of the space. Yeah, I'm not saying to be a networker is bad, but it creates a lot of problems for an industry, especially the crypto industry right now. The forex industry have been polluted with those things. How? You meet people that say they are trading forex, but there's no live trading. Then somebody jump up and is learning forex trading, is going to be on demo for as long as possible. And is excited that is already doing well on the demo. The demo is like when you are in a school. The life is the similar thing to the real life. So you can see those aspirations and dreams you were having and imagining when you were in the classroom. They were not the reality outside the classroom. The real life has no correlation with what you were learning in the classroom. You meet a different thing altogether, different ballgame. That's exactly what happened in Forex. Many people were excited, they have traded demo. No, because once you are trading demo, there's something called low level of emotion. So your emotional stability, it has no effect whatsoever until your commitment of your fund is there. Then when you started trading live. And there is no attraction or attention of a stockbroker or of a broker, a forex broker, that is like different platform, FX Pro, one of the funnest, forgive me for this, which is not good, but for my client, if you're trading FX, Forex, I'll tell them, don't use FX there, but like in Nigeria, that's the most broker they make use of. Every broker have the dashboard, they monitor every trader. Every trader's dashboard is viewed by the broker, and they know when you are already at a very big profit against them, especially they know that you are still trading fundamentals. So you can be in the same pair with me, and I will be recording profit, you'll be recording loss. You now begin to imagine. Let me use an example. Somebody have bought Bitcoin, and you too have bought Bitcoin. Another person have bought Bitcoin. Now, another person is excited that, wow, Bitcoin is already $10,500. But the same Bitcoin you bought in the same platform, and you are now seeing not up to $10,500. You will be seeing maybe $9,800. Say, what the hell is going on? That's what we call manipulations. So, and there's always a guessing of how much can be paid out in every, broker platform. So if you have surpassed the price for that day, then you're meant to be cut off halfway. So you must be careful. So when I tell other people, somebody said, don't worry, you can start trading Forex with $200, with $100, $50. Yes, just join our platform with $100, we trade for you, make profit. Be careful. Those are the things that we have now. Then you have people tell you, oh, by the time you start with $500. Bet me, if you're in Forex, ordinarily, we are not talking about Forex anyway, but just to tell you, you are developing your knowledge, understanding in the space to know why you are doing exactly what you're doing per time. And somebody tell you, we said the people who start trading Forex with minimum of $3,000 will take you to be trading fundamentals. The real minimum startup when you're trading Forex, because Forex already a matured environment. It's not a baby any longer. The minimum we expected, right, here, the minimum we expected of anybody trading Forex is $10,000. Then we know you are at least serious to an extent. Now, what we now say, okay, in crypto, I do not need this. Now, when we talk about losses, in the Forex, in Forex, you cannot guess it. You can't gamble it. So what most people now do, I join I join this platform. They use you to subscribe and you have to renew the platform. So those top guys, they say, I've gotten to this rank, I've gotten to this rank. But in reality, there was not exchange of value. You are not trading. They call you signals before it gets to you. The signal is already off. You keep recording losses upon losses. Where most money are made by them that claim to make so much money in the Forex is actually from the subscription of new members. To me, that's Ponzi scheme. Any platform that you are going to pay a money without a value exchange for it is a Ponzi scheme. So, and when the money you made is predominantly depending on the number of people you recruited, is a Ponzi scheme. So, the real people are making the real money from the trading exchange of one currency to another, the volatility of different currencies. You cannot see them. They are very scarce. They are not on the street. They are not on the radio. They don't even have the time to listen to you. They are not even good trainers. They don't have time for training. Now, if they start training you, you may get confused at the point because the level at which their brain is working is so exceptional. Do I say there's no good trainer who are good traders? I'm not saying that. But majority of people you had on the radio making noise will make this money. They are doing recruiting, new people bringing money, and then those are the places. And it does not really stand. You have to be very careful. The same thing will repeat itself in crypto, which is already happening. I remember last 2 months, I was telling our community member, I said, time of confusion is coming. Even last year, told a lot of people. Why? When you ought to have positioned yourself, you did it not. And when the market is already very getting tougher, like now, the market is not tough because the people who hold the base money has not pumping that money. A time will come, you wake up, you will see a coin that will start in your own eye from $1 to get to $10 before the day closes. You say, wow, what should I do? You wake up again, you check another coin. Like some are happening like that, like what's happening in credit right now. A lot of people are excited, they want to buy. But somebody was asking me in Zoom yesterday, I've set price to buy credit. I said, well, I'm not buying credit. I didn't tell anybody to buy credit. When I told everybody to buy credit, it has actually passed. To me now, what we are targeting is to sell credit with sentiment though. And it doesn't mean that nobody should buy credit again. We have millions and one people outside there who is buying credit more now. That is why the price is going up. Why do you think they are buying? They are not informed at all. They don't know about credit before now. And in crypto, in business, what you need is to be an informational trader beyond just being a professional. We have a lot of people claiming to be professional. Now, there are certain sentiments they will not use for the market. So look at it. And the market, the peers you go, maybe you go USD, CAD, or JPY and all of that. And then the market now have gone against you because in Forex, you are either what? Shorting or you are longing. Now, if you short and the market actually long, that is, if you short, that is, you predicted that the market is going to fall, but the market refused to fall and the market's what? Bull or move up, right? And over time, the more the market move up, the more percentage you lose against that peers. At the end of the day, you recorded about 50% loss. So you see this 50% loss is a permanent loss and recorded loss, meaning that your money, you are going to see that your money at how much? $500. Oh, it is $500. So what should I do? You need to double up. How do I double up? You have to trade properly to recover your 50% loss. So for you to be in good faith, in good heart, you need to work very well to do another 100%. How? What is the 100%? If you do 100% of $500, that is when you go back to where you were. If you're unable to do 100% going back, you are not on profit. So it's a permanent loss. Now, for you now to say, okay, I've traded, I've done all of this, that means you now need to do 200% from here. Generally, 100. That means, okay, I've done 100 to recover my money, then the other 100. Okay, so 200% of 500 will be how much? 100% will be 1,000. 200% will be 1,500. So that means you have $500 profit. So, but in crypto, against this principle, crypto have what we call 50% risk control. How? Oh, you bought Bitcoin, 1 BTC, okay, at $8,000. Now, there are two things you have here. There are two things you have here. Number one thing you have is the crypto, which we call the asset. Okay? Is the crypto, which we call the asset. The second thing you have here, okay, is the fiat, is the currency, which we call the fiat. Oh, so these two things. Now, this guy is permanent and finite. Okay? This guy fluctuates. And unstable. Oh, is that so? Yeah, that's the problem. So now you have bought one. Now the price of Bitcoin now came down by 50%. That means the price now is at $4,000. So repeat the wheels. You have 1 BTC. Repeat the wheels. Your fiat is 4,000. Oh my God, I just recorded 50% loss. No problem. What should I do? Now, when you get to your crypto 103, we call something crypto farming. Crypto farming simply means at this point, I have recorded loss on what? On the value of my currency. What should I do? You do crypto farming. That is, I will trade the asset against another asset. And that's where we go to what we call altcoins. So I'll trade BTC against Ethereum, against Monero, Zcash, or whatever we review that can do more percentage against BTC. So some may do 50% against BTC. So if you do 50% against BTC, that's when my asset, my real asset or stock will change. If the market now go below, my asset will change downward. So if Ethereum, and now say, okay, I'm going to use BTC to buy ETH. Now, ETH at the end of the day did 50% against BTC. If it does that, I'm going to have 1.5 BTC. So 1.5 BTC by the value of BTC as at that time, it means I have $6,000. I'm teaching you one practical thing so that when you are trading, you don't get worried unnecessarily what people get worried about. Now, at this point, the price of Bitcoin is still 4,000, but you were farming. So what you are meant to concentrate on is not the value, but the asset, which is the volume. Because in crypto, we have what is called volume and value. The real people get attracted to the volume. The amateur gets attracted to the value. Because I've done farming at this point, after I've done farming at this point, I've increased my volume to additional half, which is 1.5. But still, if you check the price, my money is still $6,000. Now, I'm still going to put my hands on my head because I lack understanding. I will be fidgeting, sweating that I have lost my money. It's lack of understanding. There's no darkness anywhere, the ignorance of every man that is own darkness. And he's mounting. Now, look at it. While waiting, I'm busy farming. Or I don't even farm at all. Because if you don't understand, you may not be able to farm, and that's where you want to learn. So if at the end of the day, I do nothing, I don't need to worry over the value, then Bitcoin start moving up. Now, when Bitcoin moved back to $8,000, how much will I have? The $6,000 organically by itself, by default, my money, if it was still one Bitcoin I have because I didn't farm, I will see my money back to 8,000. Now, if I was farming, that means 8,000, the half is 4,000. I'm going to see my money at 12,000. Then eventually, because I didn't farm, price of Bitcoin move up to from that 8,000 and get to $10,000. I didn't do anything. Then I'm going to see I have one BTC and to how much? $10,000, just like now or whatever, right? $10,000. Oh, fine. I have $2,000 profit. But if I have done farming, I'm going to have 1.5 BTC. 1.5 BTC will now be how much? About $15,000. So in crypto, the risk of loss is controlled by 50% because you are buying a stock. And the stock is measured in value, which is the currency. That's what we call it, crypto and currency. The crypto is the asset, the currency is the fiat money. So now always have this mindset that every time you're buying a coin, that money you use in buying it, maybe you use your Naira, convert to dollar, or you use your Naira as you buy the Bitcoin. To buy one Bitcoin right now, let's check how much is one Bitcoin right now. Okay, you can write this thing down to priv.com, all right? Priv.com. P-R-E, Holy Spirit. All right, P-R-E-V.com. So one Bitcoin right now is about how much? Is it true or is it a lie? So one Bitcoin now is $10,160. So anytime you want to know just the guesstimate of one Bitcoin, you can just go by this and then you can see it. Now, then go here. How much is one Bitcoin in Naira? Because if you use that place for Naira, you may get confused. So you can use Quidas, you can use, so one Bitcoin now in Naira is about 4.6 million Naira. So it's about 4.6 million Naira, 4,683,500 Naira for one Bitcoin. All right. Now, this is the point. The ideology is here is that you have, if I do that, if I use this money now to buy one Bitcoin, please understand this between costs and the asset. Okay. Because most time people get carried away by the costs instead to get carried away by the asset. Okay, we have talked about the asset and value. Then we talked about the cost and the asset. Costs, then asset. Okay, don't be like the people who are not ready to learn the place they are coming into. Costs, one Bitcoin right now costs about $10,000 plus. So you have spent 10,000, let's just say $10,200. Now, if you want to get that in Naira, if I'm spending Naira to get it, that means I'm going to use how much? I'm going to use about 4 point something million. So 4 million, let's call it 4,690,000, okay? 4,690,000. This is the cost. Now, the asset is one BTC. Please. Now, if you start investment project, go after your training or while your training is going on, I'm going to send you a PDF today. And so some of you are already an investor. And because in crypto right now, we have what is called crypto project. And so the first thing that's a must for everybody to do is the personal trading. It's a must to be done. Because you control your income, you control your assets, you are in charge of your portfolios, and that's what I recommend for everyone. Is a must for you to trade. And sometimes when people hear about trading, they thought, I tell people, hey, listen to me. that the people who make the best and the biggest money in crypto are not day traders. They are not retail traders. They are people who are informational traders. They buy into a project where you are not aware. They buy into a project that does not make sense to you. Just like I think it was last 2 weeks. Okay, last 1 month. While we've spread to different projects, crypto projects, investing in this, investing, buy this coin, buy this coin. We have primary coins, secondary coins, and different coins that we buy into. There's sometimes we read and review some coins after researching, and we say, oh, this coin is going to be like that. Okay, just put careless $100 there. And after putting careless $100, other projects are still going on organically the way they ought to go. And that's at least, those are less risky, okay? The $100 you put here after we have reviewed with fundamental analysis, TA, technical analysis in crypto, does not really control to an extent. It's part of it, but does not control to an extent. It's more of fundamental, which is about news, human reactions, talking about institutions or government said this or this person said this. It influences the attraction of people to it. And the more people come into it, the more money, is being pumped into the house, and the more the price go up. Because the volume is finite, and then people want to buy more of it. And that's a very economic 101. Forces of demand and supply. So, but what gives you bigger money is when you involve before this crowd were coming into it. So some of those coins we bought in 1 month. Remember, you've been holding a particular coin for the past 6 months, and in that 6 months must have only done 100%, which is okay. Sometimes 200%, all right? And you'll find, okay, thank God this one is going on. Just like example, since March, we bought Crow from crypto.com, and at least it has done from March till now has done 500%. Just buy, hold it, has done 500% pure, all right? Now, but last month, which is the month of June, so staying from that last month, 1 month, 1 week, was a coin we bought. Okay, everybody buy this coin called WBX. Or buy this coin because we've reviewed and done some sentiment. Okay, how much we put in there? Don't put too much money. That's part of the thing you're getting as mentorship. Oh, put $100. Okay, I put $100. And in 1 month, 1 week, this coin did 1,100%. That means your $100 times 10 or times 11. So that's about $1,100. So with your capital, you check that account, you're going to see $1,200. You say, oh my God, I would have been doing this more. No, it's just an opportunity, and because you are in the corridor of opportunity, and that's why. So what we have to properly guide you. Over time, now once that happens, and you have made with $100, you amass up to $1,000 profit. What should I do? Then you caption part of this money, or capture them as the case may be, and move back to the main project. The main project may be going organically, but you are more at peace with rest of mind, and so you keep now following up, gradually. So now, over time, you have spent this money to buy this coin, and at a point, the coin has gone up very well, and it comes down to as low as 2.5 million. You don't need to cry. There's no point. It's just the cost. You use 4.6 million to buy one Bitcoin. Does not mean that it's going to remain 4.6 million, or does not mean it's going to go to 6 million immediately. It may even touch 6 million and you've done nothing. It does not mean that it's at 6 million cannot go back again to 2.5 million. Because I bought it at this, does not mean another person should not buy higher than what I bought, or another person should not buy lesser than what I bought, or does not mean that I can't buy lesser than what I bought now another time. So, but what's the most important thing that I must be jealous about is the volume of the coin I have, 1 BTC. I must be careful. Please take note of this. When you start trading, when I ask you fund your account, you must buy a book. Part of the book you have bought now, when you start, you are going to divide into 2 trade projects. So in your trade, you now look at your entry point for your equity. How much do I come in with? 1 million naira. What's the dollar value? This is the dollar value. And what's the Satoshi volume, which we're going to teach you about Satoshi volume. What is the Satoshi volume? You checked it. When you start trading, you are conscious about the Satoshi volume and not the price in dollar or naira. Because over time, it's about contrast of time or expansion of time that the dollar or the naira will just jack up and meet up what you are afraid of. Is that clear? So be careful when you start trading. I just have to give us this background information. Now, but before we move ahead, I want you guys to write this thing down. Number one, write coinmarketcap.com. All right, everybody, make sure you write this down, coinmarketcap.com. Coinmarketcap.com. See CoinMarketCap up here? So put .com. CoinMarketCap.com. Write it down. Number two, write this down. CoinGecko.com. Got CoinGecko up here? CoinGecko.com. 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 Number three, write CoinCheckup. CoinCheckup.com. 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 So write it down, CoinCheckup.com. Number four, Cointelegraph.com. Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph.com. Cointelegraph.com. Write it down very fast. Look at Cointelegraph.com. Cointelegraph.com. The next, right? CoinDesk. CoinDesk.com. 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 Look at it, CoinDesk.com. So write all this down. Because in the course of our training, I will be calling for them, and so you'll be using them, over time. So very quickly, because I need to wrap up so that you can ask questions, over here. And as a way of introduction, I've just given you some of those things and just like an aha effect so that when we start the class properly, you will get aligned, okay? Now, generally speaking, what you need to understand in crypto is number one, blockchain technology. Now, please, when we talk about blockchain, a lot of people have got this into trouble when they talk about blockchain. They misunderstood blockchain for this. There's what we call blockchain technology, and there's what we call blockchain explorer, and there's what we call blockchain.com, or before it used to be blockchain.info. Blockchain technology, blockchain explorer, and blockchain.com. What exactly is blockchain technology? In a way of summary, blockchain technology is the underlying technology that works for decentralized, record-keeping system. Okay, so it's nothing to do strictly. It has nothing to do strictly. Please take note. It has nothing to do strictly with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. No, it's a ledger system, but decentralized, that people can work and store information that cannot be obstructed or retrieved again, but is permanently recorded. So no cheating. It's transparent. It's highly secure. Now, but many of us have this misunderstanding. When they tell you about Bitcoin, you think about blockchain. Just like how many people have this misunderstanding. When you talk about blockchain, you talk about bank, people think about money. When you talk about money, people think about bank, but that's wrong. When you talk about money, think of people. When you talk about people, think of money. You know why? It is people that create money, not the bank. Bank does not create money. For the fact that government are doing printing of fake money, which is the paper money, and impose on you to believe that this is the money. I'm not preaching religion to you now, but the scripture said there was a time in the land of Egypt that money failed. In the land of Canaan, money failed. And to buy, Joseph told them, oh, now that your money failed and you need food, you know what? Give your cattle. So there's an exchange. So it is people that bring the exchange, that bring the existence of it. So the money being imposed on people was just government authority And so people now transfer the power of attorney of what you have as into money. So money is actually not wealth. Money is just one of the vehicle channel to amass wealth. So it's not wealth. So exchange happen. And so most time people think bank, all right, and money have something in common. Nothing. Bank was created to store valuables before. It's not later than that's okay, printing of money. And all of us now have this mindset. You talk about, Felix have just gone to the bank. Oh man, he has gone to cash, talk about money. That's not true. When you think about money, think of people, and think of people, think of money. How? Bank is legalized Ponzi scheme. Why? They stand to collect from Peter to give to Paul. And especially some Peter that are very foolish, like some of us were very foolish. You work so hard and pack all the money to the bank. There are some Paul that are very smart, who are business people, entrepreneurs, who come to the bank and collect this money for business. And you keep on saving money to the bank, for which you are Peter, and the bank rob you and give it to. But do they rob you? But do they put gun in your head? No. They rob you because level of your ignorance. So the bank is actually a centralized, we call them CEFI system, centralized exchange platform, centralized financing. So the bank is actually not forcing you, but you have passed the power of attorney to them, be in charge of my life when it has to do with my money. That is an orientation. It's a very bad orientation. Now, but if something is disrupting it now, but a lot of people are having misunderstanding. The disruption that happening in the financial sector is like it's a taboo. How can you say somebody will talk about money and government is not in charge? The bank is not in charge. The government is not the one issuing out the money. Why? Why is this so? That is not correct. Me, I cannot invest in such thing. Maybe you need to read this book. Many of you, if you love Robert Kiyosaki, maybe you need to look for this book. Fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. I love the way he put about 3 types of money, talk about the government money, the God money, and the people money. So the government money is the paper note that are printing that is fake. Of course, stimulus are happening in the US now. The New US Reserve Bank, they are busy printing money. See, watch out what will happen. Different currencies of the world will be so devalued against dollar. Like now, Nigerian currency, it's very expensive. 400 and something. I'm not going to be surprised very soon you'll see Naira against dollar, maybe 600 Naira against dollars. I'm not predicting evil, but watch out and see what happens. So they are manipulative currencies. So, but the point is that the disruption is going to be very hard. But will it happen? Of course, why not? If the scripture said the money failed, so people have to now return back to barter system, what I have for what I don't have. So that is the real money exchange, the real value exchange, not the paper nonsense money that people are printing and call it money. So we may not need to go to that, but have this behind your mind so you don't be twisted here and there by the mindset of other people. Yeah, the bank, I'm a banker, like in Nigeria, I read accounting, I'm in chartered, I have done I can, I cannot. It doesn't hold water. Those are philosophical. Just bring one ideology and begin to buy into it. Who told you? Money failed. If you think it does not, money failed. And like I used to tell people is that everybody will ask questions, somebody says this. Have you ever asked scripture say this? So the reality of it is that if I check many things here, I'm not going to be teaching you, but I tell you every tools I use for my business. And that's why I need everybody to be sound enough to be able to defend your action against all things. So blockchain was actually not meant for Bitcoin. But why is it that it's very common every time they talk about blockchain, they think about Bitcoin? It was successful, recorded on the blockchain, tested, trusted, and why was Bitcoin. So every time that you just Google blockchain, you're going to see they will talk about Bitcoin. But blockchain is actually larger than what we think. The part that have been used by the cryptocurrency on blockchain is not up to 10% out of the capacity of the blockchain. So understand that so that you don't argue or spread ignorance. So many still control and then have that controversy. Now, what then is Blockchain Explorer? Blockchain Explorer can be linked to as a browser of the blockchain, similar to how we have browsers like Brave, Internet Explorer, Google. How? Blockchain Explorer is now application, part of the blockchain technology that help for revealing a transaction history that have been recorded for a given coin. And that's why when somebody tell you about a coin, you say, do they have a blockchain? So you want to check record of transaction revealing, to check what we call the public address or the public key, the private key. You want to check how, if somebody send me money now and he had claimed that he has sent the money, and I say, no, I've not seen it. He said, don't worry, you will see. No, I don't need to call him. I will be sure that he has not sent it. How? I check the explorer of that coin. If I check the explorer, if he has sent it and it's not been confirmed, you will see all the record. Everything will be there. So you can track the transaction. Once you check your wallet, no transaction, no incoming transaction, you just call, hey, my friend, you are joking with somebody who knows more than what to think. I don't know. No money was sent to me. He said, no, it will come. It's just that maybe it's delayed. It's not delayed. He has not sent it. So you can categorically tell the person, hey, money was not sent. That is Blockchain Explorer. The blockchain.com. Blockchain.com or blockchain.info is actually a wallet provider that was created in 2011. So a wallet provider, okay? So blockchain technology is the wider ledger system, decentralized, where any type of transaction can take place there. Blockchain Explorer is specific to cryptocurrency, but to each coins. That's why today we have blockchain, we have Ethereum blockchain, we have we have Ethereum blockchain, we have there's power outage. There's Ethereum blockchain. I think we'll go for break shortly. There's a blockchain Explorer. There's Ethereum, Bitcoin, different examples of blockchain. So when you talk about the blockchain.com is specifically a wallet provider, and at the same time, the explorer for Bitcoin. If I want to check every transaction that happened on my Bitcoin wallet, I'll have to use the blockchain.com. Okay, don't worry. You over time in your back office, you get all those information. So examples, we have Stellar blockchain, we have Ethereum blockchain. One of the most used, and we call it utility blockchain among all the blockchain system of cryptocurrency is Ethereum blockchain. So because it enables what we call dApps and the smart contract system. Bitcoin blockchain is actually non-tolerance blockchain. It has no expansion bay that can negotiate or still accommodate other transactions. So it's actually a transactional blockchain. Why? Ethereum blockchain is what we call utility blockchain, and with expansion bay that can absorb and still allow other projects to be launched on it. But Bitcoin, no. So somebody want to make fun. He said, where is your blockchain? Because a coin that has a particular crypto that has a blockchain on its own, running their own blockchain, we call them coins. Then every crypto that is not having a blockchain, but launched on another blockchain, like Ethereum blockchain, BitShares blockchain, Stellar blockchain, ADA blockchain, and all of that, we call them tokens. That is, you created an asset, but you don't run the node by yourself, so you host it, so you are a token. So those are tokens, okay? So take note of that. And now, so BitShares blockchain, very fantastic blockchain. And so, of course, what cryptocurrency itself. So, but before we move further and go to the Crypto War Note 2, we take a 10-minute break, but you will need to ask questions. Before we talked about, of course, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency itself, and what make it to be so, and types of, cryptography, and some short terminologies and all of that. So that you don't overboard yourself about information. So, but right now, from just few fundamental information we are just giving, if you have questions, then why not? We can ask questions so that get more clarified. So unmute yourself if you want to ask questions, because we want to have about 10-minute break and return back. Okay? So anybody with a question? Can you unmute yourself to ask questions if you have any question?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Okay, who is asking questions first? Okay, Madam, okay, Mrs. Taiwo, okay, go ahead.
All right, sir. I still want you to explain the difference between the token and the last explanation. You said the difference between the token, the blockchain,
and a coin. And a coin, right?
Yes.
Okay, straight away. A coin is a type of crypto, right? Is a type of crypto created that run its own blockchain. That is, it has its own explorer okay? It has own explorer, that it has its own independent explorer where you can check transaction about that coin, right? That it maintained. So that's why when somebody tell you about a particular coin, the first question you ask him, what is the use case? What are they used for? What are they trying to solve? You explain they are solving this. Okay, do they have blockchain? And sometimes, you want to check the technology behind them. That's where you talk about white papers and all of that. So a coin is a type of crypto that run its own blockchain independently. Example, Bitcoin run its own blockchain, Ethereum run its own blockchain, Dashcoin run its own blockchain, and different coins like that run their own blockchain, okay? That is a coin. Now, a token is a type of crypto created, but instead of having their own blockchain, it's now, what do they call it in those days in the hostel in the university? It's now squatting, okay? It's now squatting. So that is, I am squatting. I don't have my own address. If you say you want to reach out to me, I will give you in care of, you get it now? So you can use that as an example. Somebody who have my address is number 17, so I have a house. I have a house that is, I can be called a coin because I have a house. Then, but I do not have a house, but I'm operating and I'm good, I'm providing service, but I'm now in care of somebody. So anytime you want to look for me, you have to trace, I say, in care of Mrs. Taiwo, number 7, Olajobi Street, Taiwo Akande, close. So if the person is looking for me now, they have to pass through your own address to see me. So everything you will now see is as if I'm making use, of your house, of your car, of everything. So I'm permitted because you already tolerate me to use it. So I will be referred not to a coin, but a token.
Okay, sir.
An example of a token, you see majority of those aspects of stuff you see today in the crypto space, majority of those things you call coins. Many people just call them coins. They are not coins. Most of them are tokens because you know why? They are launched on Ethereum blockchain. They don't have their own blockchain. So instead of running their own blockchain, they just launch on Ethereum. So they are referred to as token. Chainlink does not run its own blockchain. It runs on Ethereum blockchain. So it's a token, all right? It's a token, and you can go to Coinmarketcap. Let me show you something fast. You can go to Coinmarketcap. It's joking. Okay, we type cryptocurrencies. All right. Can you see something here? Can you see something? All right, cryptocurrencies, combined coins and token ranking. All right, and it's a DeFi, it's a coins, it's a tokens. Now we have DeFi's now, they are new spec of our cryptocurrency, but you get to know about them. So if you click on tokens, so look at it, let me click on tokens. Some things you refer to as coins, though when you are talking, it's very common for you to say, this is the coin I bought. So everybody just use that terms, but that those ones you call coins actually not coins, they are tokens because they do not run their own blockchain. Can you see them now? See example. Chainlink is a token, okay? Crypto.com is a token because you can see Tether is a token, Crypto.com, Chainlink on balls, Hobby token, all right? MakerDAO, okay? Edge, Basic Attention, BAT is a token, and like that, they're token, okay? Because they run on it. Are you seeing now? Look at Compound is run on Ethereum blockchain. Aeron is run on Binance blockchain. OKB, that is OKS token, is run on Ethereum blockchain. So if you copy the address of this coin now, it's going to show Ethereum wallet's address. Okay?
Okay.
Mama di mama. Mama di mama. So now, if you copy the address of Aeron now, maybe you want to, if you go to where Aeron is listed, if you go to Ethereum, maybe when we come to after the break, we can go. If you go to now, we want to copy wallets. All right. If you copy OKS, it's going to show Ethereum. That is ERC20. That is 0x2 or 0x1, 0x5 in that order. Now, if you copy FXT token, it's going to show Binance. All right. And Binance itself, the coin initially was launched on Ethereum until they developed their own chain. And now you can see OX, that is ZRX, is launched on Ethereum. You can see Syntax is launched on Ethereum. Now, BitTorrent is launched on Tron, right? Argo is launched on Ethereum. You can see many projects are launched on Ethereum. You can see the Binance, we call Binance the wizard of crypto now. Binance is doing a lot of things to become the, sorry, pardon me for that language, but yes, some of you guys in the international community. Now, the Binance in the crypto now is trying to make itself the Orisha, the Orisha of crypto. Because in every aspect of crypto, the guy is mad into that, crazily into it. Why? For somebody to have sold his house, sold all his property to start cryptocurrency in 2017, you should know it's not coming for play, right? And today, if you see every traders, if you say, where are you trading? You say Binance. So everybody knows more of Binance, more than even other crypto exchange platforms that have been before Binance. Binance was launched in 2017, but it's taking a lot of crazy lead now in the crypto space. Have you seen it now, Mama?
Yes.
Are you good?
Yes, thank you, sir.
So, but every other person, so I think that clarifies some things for you. Any other question? Yeah, any other questions?
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning.
Yeah, the question is, I saw now, based on what you just showed us, that Ethereum is a platform. Can we have a proper definition of what Ethereum is?
Ethereum is just a coin. Ethereum is just a coin, and we call them altcoin. A coin that was created as a smart contract coin for utility and for just the usual way of transfer of value of a currency from one place to another or from one person to another, just as same as Bitcoin was created, as a coin, to transfer value of any currency from one person to another without interruption of third party, call it the bank, the government, and all of that. So, but Ethereum came up and create its own coin and make sure that its own explorer or its own blockchain has more expansion beyond just their own exchange or transactional value. So now that you can hide a lot of things on my platform, you can create your own extension, you can create a project on me, and I can still allow you to do that just like you are renting a space. So Ethereum in its own aspect look more larger, more bigger in its own applications, more than Bitcoin as it were. So Ethereum is just an altcoin, and it was not the second altcoin. Most time people look at it because it's number second in the Coinmarketcap. People thought after Bitcoin comes Ethereum. No, it's not about when did you start. It's how well, not how far. There's a coin called Namecoin. Namecoin has been before Ethereum since 2011. Ethereum, I think, was 2015 or thereabout. And so people thought it has been an old project, but it's just that the applications on Ethereum are more bigger. But another shortfall people have had about Ethereum, which however does not really matter, but depends on your knowledge. Is that we're having like some of those reigning Million Money, Sozo Network, Lion Shares, Forsage, all manner of some of those things who are launching their program on Ethereum, blockchain as a smart contract because it's an application. So, but Ethereum is just a coin, and we call it any coin outside Bitcoin. They are referred to as altcoins. And right now in the market, we have about 5,789 coins that are already reflecting on Coinmarketcap. But that's not all the coins we have. So we have more than that. If you go to CoinGecko, and that's why I told you guys to write down some of those things. Go to CoinGecko, you see a lot of coins that are not listed on CoinMarketCap. And outside that, if you're trading on exchange, there are that you trade on exchange that are not listed on CoinMarketCap, not listed on CoinGecko, but people are making money on it. So Ethereum is an altcoin. Are you there?
All right. Well noted. Well noted. Thank you.
Ola, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure it's
Thank you.
some next. Okay, fantastic. Don't worry, you get to learn more as we proceed in the trading. You get to learn a lot of things, and so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so let's take about 10-minute break. So we'll turn back by 10:30 to continue the question thing, and then we'll come back by 10:30. Okay.
All right.